yourselves a big round of applause.
I gotta bring a Noga arm or something. I didn't push it either way. Maybe I turned it. There it is. Okay.
Welcome, soccer fans, to the live music capital of the world, Austin, Texas. We are here right on the county line between Travis and Williamson County, located here at the Kelly Reed Athletic Complex. And we have a fantastic game of soccer for you here. USL action coming at you. Austin Aztex taking on Portland Timbers 2. I'm the Smash Justin Simmons. Alongside me tonight doing the color commentary, Roland Gansway. How are you doing tonight, Roland?
Doing great, Justin. This is a massive game for both clubs. More so for Austin. Huge playoff implications for them. With a win, they can jump up to 6th place in the Western Conference in the final playoff spot in the Western Conference. So it's a big match for both clubs, but for Austin, maybe a bit more so.
Yeah, you have to like Austin's chances tonight. They're coming in off a little bit of a hot streak. The last 2 victories in their last 2 contests. As for Portland, their last 5 contests, 2-3 overall. Granted, they did get the win against Newcastle United in that exhibition, but it looks like that took out some energy from this squad as they were unable to beat Los Dos last week.
Right, well, they are on a bit of a slump. They've lost the last 2 games, but they are 3-3 overall in the last 6 matches. So, but they are a club of hot streaks, though. You know, in their wins, they're scoring bunches of goals, and in their losses, they're getting totally shut out. So we'll see which Portland Timbers 2 side make the appearance tonight.
Well, we'll talk about those keys to the game right here, and like you mentioned, it's that Ricky Bobby effect. Either they come out and they score a whole lot of goals, or they don't score any and they lose the game. So it would be important for them to score first.
Of course, I mean, scoring first early in the match really sets the tone for the rest of the match, and if they're able to score first, they're able to set the tone and play the game on their side of the opposing sides of the ball, and they're really able the key really is when you score first, you have to keep that winning mentality over the course of 90 minutes.
Exactly, that momentum that you're talking about there, Roland. Defensively, you noted it in your notes before we came on the air. You mentioned that they have had some problems stopping goal-scoring teams this season.
Right. Well, it's all about the mindset of the defense coming in. If they're confident, then they're going to be tough back there. But like I said, they're very, very streaky as of late. So it's really going to have to see what kind of mentality they have coming into this game.
And then we need to look at the man, Fatau, the leading shot taker for this squad. He has just been unlucky when it comes to hitting the back of the net.
Well, he is the second leading scorer in this team, but you're right. You know, he kind of shares the same sort of streaky mentality as the rest of the team. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He's very dangerous going forward. But they're really depending on him for his defensive responsibilities as well.
Exactly. He can be very dangerous, as we have seen from the Ganeshan Youth International. For the Austin Aztecs, well, like we have mentioned before, they're on a 2-game winning streak, looking to make it 3 games. And the best thing of all, they're undefeated here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex.
Right, and they are carrying confidence into this matchup. They're going to have to carry that momentum of their last 2 matches. They beat Arizona United twice in a row, 5-1 and 1-0 in the last 2 matches. So they have to really come out flying and get their momentum on their side.
And again, we have mentioned him for the Portland Timbers too, Fatau Safiu. We have to watch out for him. He's going to unload shots. Devin Perales is going to have to be ready alongside that Austin Aztecs back line.
Well, Paul Dalglish and his staff are going to be aware of Safu, and they're going to really, I'm sure they really preach it in their week of preparation to really keep an eye on him and his offensive capabilities.
Well, the Austin Aztecs right now on the touchline, getting ready to almost get this game started here from the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. We want to thank you all for tuning in to us here on YouTube and USLsoccer.com. This is the starting line for Portland Timbers 2, and there's the big man up top, Carlton Belmar, who is very dangerous in front of net.
Right, well, he leads the team in goals, and he's also tied for 5th in the league with 9 goals. So he's very dangerous going forward. He's going to be up top sort of as a target striker, and Devin Perales is going to be really going to have to be mindful of him.
And let's look out for Wendell Winchester, the Trinidad and Tobago international, who was on the 2015 Gold Cup team. Gianderson, the Brazilian, could be dangerous up front as well. Santi Biglieri, the Argentine, along with Fatau, again, very dangerous. And then the man on loan from Portland Timbers, the big club, George Focchio.
Well, what a big advantage that the Portland Timbers 2 have is that they have so much experience all over the field there. So Aztecs have their work cut out for them tonight. Andy
Toma is going to be on the left, and then on the right it's going to be Taylor Pay, Anthony Manning, and then Renico Clark rounding out their starting 11. As for your Austin Aztecs, well, it's Tevin Caesar up front, the man on loan from Columbus Crew SC, Roman Gall. And then you have Drew Yates in the middle, and of course the very dangerous Chris Tierpak out on the wing. Tony Rocha in the middle, along with the native Andres Cuero here from Austin. Mikey Ambrose, Max Gunderson on both sides. Cruz, and then Captain Lance Roseburn right in the center, going to help protect one of the best goalkeepers in the league, Devin Perales.
Right, well, Devin Perales is 6th in the league in goals, and he has a very good save average as well. And he's tied for 5th in shutouts as well. He's in the top 10 in save percentage, so he's really the anchor of their back line. And this lineup is also really just teaming with offensive confidence in Romain Gall, the US U20 international, and Trevin Caesar coming from the San Antonio Scorpions last season. He's very dangerous going forward. He also pairs really well with Chris Tierpak, and this team really leans on Chris Tierpak, so they're really going to have to look for some diversity in their attack.
It's nice to see Tevin Caesar come along, tie up the leading goal scoring with Chris Tierpak. Both guys have 7 goals apiece this season for the Austin Aztecs. As you see on the touchline, the Austin Aztecs with those awesome looking scarves. I can't wait to get one for myself. Hopefully we can pick one up after the game rolling.
We'll see if we can nick one for free as well.
Eberle's Army starting to make their way into the stadium. This place is packed. The Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. I have never seen it filled with more people here as we get ready for the national anthem.
Yeah, she's on the stage.
There you have it, folks. The national anthem. We are almost ready for kickoff here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, again located right on that county line between Travis and Williamson County here in the capital city of Austin, Texas. A beautiful day for soccer, Roland. It's been getting hot during our summer, but today a little bit cooler than usual.
Well, that is something that the Portland Timbers might have to deal with. They might not be used to this kind of heat, this kind of humidity down south. I know you don't get up there in the Pacific Northwest, so it could play a bit of a factor.
Yeah, the last game that Portland played was that loss to Los Dos, that 1-0 loss at Warlow Field on the University of Portland campus, and it was just torrential downpour that day. Completely different forecast, or excuse me, completely different weather that they're working against here today. Luckily for them, though, we have a nice shade from the press box kind of overlapping the field right now.
All right, that's going to cool them off a little bit, but
as you can see now on your screen.
Right, exactly. And, you know, I think maybe playing on turf, they might not be used to it as well. So a couple of different factors.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. We have a very good stat about that, folks. Unfortunately, if you're listening in Portland, you might want to cover your ears. But for Austin Aztec fans out there, the T2 is 0-3-0 when it comes to playing on turf.
Right, well, that's a very telling stat. And being a former player myself, you know, it's hugely different playing on natural grass and then just playing one game on a turf field. The ball moves totally differently. It bounces differently. It moves a lot quicker across the ground. So that could be a bit of a factor, and obviously that's not a very good stat in favor of the Portland Timbers.
And not only that, it depends on what type of turf. All the turfs are different. They're never the same. So even if they did decide to practice on turf in Portland, it's going to be completely different than what they're going to get here tonight.
Right, some are newer. This is a bit of an older turf, so it's a little bit more worn. So yeah, it definitely is a factor.
Has a little bit more to give. Jay Foggia, the head coach for T2, and of course Paul Douglas, the head coach for our Austin Aztecs. And look at the Aztecs break their huddle. They look like they are ready to go. Eberle's Army. All the beautiful flags are out. They're going to be loud and proud, I can guarantee you. I know there's some Eberle Army fans that are on the road. We want to send a shout out, hello to you. There is Devin Perales getting ready, seeing if he can collect his 6th clean sheet of the season. He has been in great form. You know, that is one thing that the Austin Aztecs do have. They have great goalkeeping. Him and Cody Lorendi, either one having to play between the pipes, it's going to be pretty good for the Aztecs.
I'm sure it's hard for Coach Douglas to sort of make that decision because they're both pretty evenly matched. And I'm sure it's a tough decision every week in training, seeing both of them give 100% and who he's going to choose for the game on Saturdays.
It's that good competition. Right now on your screen, you see the New Zealander, Jake Gleason. He has had 15 starts. This would be number 16 for the T2. He's on loan from the parent club of the Portland Timbers in MLS.
And he's no slouch in between the sticks as well. He's fifth in the league in saves, with 58. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with between the sticks.
I am very excited for the matchup we're having tonight. It can go either one of two ways. Either we're going to see a lot of shots on goal, or the Aztecs are going to work the counterattack, and it's going to be a long night for Jake Gleason. We just don't know, folks. And again, with the playoff implications on the line rolling, this makes for a very entertaining match.
Well, it gives the Aztecs a bit more incentive to, if they weren't already up for this game, which they should have been, but if they weren't already up for this game, being able to take that final playoff spot in the Western Conference is a huge incentive for them.
You see the Austin Aztecs dressed in the all blues with the gold trim, the Portland Timbers. 2, they will be dressed in the green tops with white shorts and green socks. Aztecs going from left to right. Timbers going from, T2 going from right to left. Just waiting for that whistle to kick things off. And we are ready to go. Austin Aztecs will control the first kickoff. And we got soccer action here from the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex underway. That's Captain Lance Rosenberg. Lots of space here on the near side, but the Aztecs deciding to go to the far side. Lots of room with this pitch, and that works well for the Aztecs as they like to play with this wide open style now. Nice centered pass in the middle. Dangerous flick ahead. Nicely done. Defense from Portland there to cut out the attack. What a beautiful tackle there on the far sideline by the Aztecs, but they give up possession just like that, and they're able to win it back at midfield. This is Andres Cuero. Max Gunderson over back to Lance Rosen. A little bit that tiki-taka style, and then it's intercepted. This is Winchester. Flying down that sideline, beautiful slide tackle for the Aztecs.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
Still trying to fill out the momentum in this game early on here are both teams. Chris Tierpak giving chase. As Portland continues to just pass the ball around. Gunderson there, cuts out the pass and will lead this back off to Perales.
Well, you see the Aztecs game plan early on. They want to surround, whenever the Portland has the ball, they want to surround them and put tons of pressure on them, win possession back. That's nice to see from the Aztecs.
Gunderson stuck here as he passes his Cuero, almost intercepted and able to clear the danger. Tierpak heads it forward, right past midfield. Gunderson with it. Lots of time on the ball here. You can see Portland not pressuring on the defense just yet. Yates, beautiful through ball. Can he get there? Can he keep it in bounds? Yes! The Aztecs now working in the attacking third. This is Cuero. Oh, nice dummy by Chris Tierpak. Yates with it. He's in the 18. Trying to find some room as he's trying to shield the ball from both defenders, and he does so successfully. Cuero gets past him. Looking for the cross, and it's deflected. That will be the first corner of this game for the Austin Aztecs.
It's a beautiful little move from Cuero to get in behind the defense, but nice defending by Jonderson there.
You can see the rhythm of the Aztecs when it comes to the offense. They look very comfortable right now here early on.
Very comfortable on the ball and very confident in each other's movement. They know where each other is going to be and know where to pass it without even looking sometimes.
Well, Coach Paul Douglas said this team would come together eventually, and I think we're starting to see that, especially here early on. Crossing to the box off of the corner, no good. This is Torre. He's going to launch a shot, and this one's going to go way over the bar, and that will be a goal kick. Trevin Caesar getting the first shot, unfortunately off target, with just 3 minutes elapsed in this contest.
But you see their intention. They're really going to go for it. They're really going to try to pepper Jack Gleason's goal. As I said, it's a huge match for the Aztecs, and as they say, you're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That is always one of those key sayings. You have to have that mentality as the striker up front that even if you miss, you got to keep shooting. Goal kick puts the ball back into play. That was a high boot to the face, and Cuero, he goes down holding his face. And the Aztec players are not happy, and I can't say that I blame them. Referee Tomlinson is going to have to make a judgment call here. Is that going to be a yellow? Or was that going to be an indiscretional boot? It looks like the card will be presented, and it is. It looks like that's going to go to Fatau. And it is Fatau who will pick up the yellow card. So that might change this game plan, Roland, as one of the key players for T2 picks up an early yellow card here in the 4th minute.
And you know what? I wasn't sure to begin with, but after seeing that replay, It was a boot right to the chin.
He caught him with a super kick. A little bit of that sweet chin music, that's for sure.
This isn't Mortal Kombat.
As we restart the action off with a free kick, looking on that far sideline. Good accuracy by Captain Lance. The through ball.
Beautiful run.
Tierpak is there. Gleason coming out between the crease to make the stop. That's some heads-up goalkeeping, Roland.
That was beautiful vision and a great pass to Tierpak. And he was working hard to get on the end of it, but of course that experience from Gleason, not afraid to come off his line.
Unfortunately, the deflection takes a bounce off of an Aztec player, and it's going to be a goal kick for Portland. Your referees today, William Tomlinson, the assistants, Francisco Bermudez, and then Jennifer Garner running the other line, and Pedro Trejo Jr., our fourth official here today. It would be hot enough to enforce a water break, but that won't be left up to the referee's discretion. So we'll just see what happens as this game continues on here in the 5th minute of play. Still 0-0 if you just tuned in to this contest. Morales, he'll clear it.
That's dangerous.
That is very dangerous. The Aztecs trying to win possession. And it's still anybody's ball, really. Finally, it's headed into touch, and it will remain Aztecs' ball. So both teams just kind of sparring out, trying to fill each other out until either one of them is ready for a real attack here.
Well, the first 20 minutes is always touch and go. Both teams just try to get a feel for the game, get some possession in, and gain some confidence on the ball. The Aztecs are looking really good so far. They looked the better team in the first almost 6 minutes.
And there's a pass, nicely flicked ahead, and the flag comes up from the assistant referee for offside.
It was offside by a mile. Trevin Caesar couldn't hold his run long enough and was inevitably caught offside.
Well, they had so much space to work with if he could have just held his run just a fraction of a second because he has so much speed, but hopefully the Aztecs will get another chance to replicate some similar play.
He's a very experienced player, and you know he knows what he did wrong, and he'll correct those runs as the match goes on.
Off with a free kick headed back to Perales, as he's telling his left back to go ahead and go. This is Mikey Ambrose. Definitely underrated player. He's been playing very well as of late, though. So, folks, I would suggest that you keep your eyes on him. He's one of those unsung heroes for this Aztec squad, but he gets a lot done.
Been a very consistent player over the course of the season. Consistently in the starting lineup for the Aztecs, as we see a foul there.
And that's going to be a little bit of a trip. Over near the midfield, so the Aztecs are going to get a free kick in pretty good position.
And that was Fatal again. He needs to be careful. He is on a yellow.
That is exactly correct. Taking the free quickly. Try to say that 3 times fast. And it will go into touch. Winchester not able to keep it in play, and the Aztecs will get a throw-in near their attacking third. Gunderson quickly restarting play with the throw-in.
Good play from Roseboom.
He's very good when it comes to the vision. He feels the pressure very well. And he always makes the timely pass.
Well, other than Devin Perales, you really got to say, even just based on the play, if you know nothing about the Austin Aztecs, you can tell that Rosenboom is the anchor in the back of that defense. He is the leader of that back line. You can see him pointing to his other defenders to get into the right position. So easily one of the better defenders in the league.
Back to Captain Lance here on the near side. 7 minutes, 38 seconds into this match. All the way back to the far-hand side now are the Aztecs as they just work the ball around midfield. And they really do have Portland on their heels at the moment. And here comes the attack. Ambrose trying to get in. And it's deflected away. And just like that, you can see, and it will be a foul against the Aztecs, but you have to like the hustle, Roland.
Right, that was Warmangol committing the foul there. And so far, I really want to see him sort of unleash his skill. He's very skillful. He's such a young player, but his skill on the ball is so mature, and I really want to see him out of his cage today.
Well, he does have that pace that has U.S. Soccer interested in him at the U20 level, and hopefully someday that we will see him at a higher level. Caesar looks like he might pick up a card here.
Well, to me, that looked like a good tackle from behind, but the referee not quite agreeing with me.
And the referee saying that he's looking at him now just to go ahead and watch out where he sticks those feet when he's trying to apply those tackles. But he'll just get a warning for right now. T2 trying to find some rhythm here as they lose it as it goes into touch.
That's good pressure from Warmangol as well.
And it will be Austin Aztecs throwing. The Aztecs, you can see with their fullbacks, they like to pressure up in the attack. And
It's
like
gonna
you
take a
mentioned
minute.
during the pregame, we will see them going box to box. It's essentially the Aztecs really depend on their center backs to help defend the goal with Perales. What a beautiful pass by Perales. Chested down nicely by Gunderson, and now the Aztecs coming the other way. Good defense by Winchester there to slow down the counterattack. Cuero. Little one-on-one here.
That's not bad.
Look at Caesar work himself through. Still with possession. Caesar in the box. This could be dangerous to Tierpak. Turns, and it has it deflected away. Unfortunate there, but the Aztecs attacking. And they're not done yet. Still with possession in the attacking third are the Blues. The Austin Aztec shot taken from distance.
Should be
And
better.
an easy save for Gleason.
Well, that whole play started from a beautiful ball from Cuero just into an area. And when you have a player like Trevin Caesar up front, you can just put it to the ball into some empty space and rely on him to run and get on the end of it. And he did just that and caused a major fracas in the back line of the Portland Timbers.
Well, we know about Caesar's speed, but what we didn't notice was his strength. You saw him work his way through the much bigger defender and was able to get possession of the ball.
Well, he might not be very tall, but he's a pretty hefty customer, and you know he does look big and strong out there.
But we all know, especially if you're a soccer fan, that you don't have to be tall to be an elite soccer player. We've seen them already. Maradona, Messi, lots of guys that are under that 5'10" mark that are amazing with the football at the foot.
Sebastian Jovinko with Toronto FC,
Yep, Javinko.
just 5'5",
Having a great season, though.
having a great season. Still one of the best players in the world. MLS is lucky to have him.
And the MLS just keeps on signing more big names like Giovanni Dos Santos.
Exactly. I'm also hearing U.S. men's national teamer Aaron Johansson is wanting to move to MLS, so we'll see if we can make that happen.
That would be really nice to see. And, of course, you just got Didier Drogba, who just signed with the Impact of Montreal. So the MLS growing. Hopefully Austin will be a part of it. As Chris Tierpak with the ball into the box. Drew Yates, the shot, and it's defended very well by the back line.
That was Renico Clark with a very, very crucial deflection. If he didn't get a touch on that, as we see it here,
He just got like the top of his toe on it.
just a toe in, and that's all it really takes.
Very lucky that it took a deflection away from the net. He barely got his toe on it, folks.
Very unfortunate for Yates on the end of that one.
That was some nice passing play, though, inside the 18 by the Aztecs, as you saw that vision from Chris Tierpak that led to that shot on goal. Corner kick will be taken by the Austin Aztecs, as it's going to be taken here on the near side, so we're just working the ball over. And you see it here on your screen. And there is Eberle's Army. T2 also in attendance, though. I know they got some flags out there on the opposite side of the field. So they have been represented well here this evening in Austin, Texas. It's going to be a short cross to the near side, deflected. Tierpak heads it down, still with it is Tierpak. Trying to fight off the defender. He falls into the 18, no penalty called. And it's cleared away with great haste by Portland.
Well, that was actually great defending by Portland. Good job of the defender to stand Tierpak up and not let him turn and get a shot on goal.
Very impressive by Portland. Not exactly their calling card this season is good defense, but they did display it there. 12 minutes and 49 seconds into this match, and we have seen a lot of attacks so far by the Austin Aztecs. A beautiful pass laid ahead in the attacking third, and the Aztecs have another chance to make something of it here. Working the ball around the far sideline are the Austin Aztecs. Cruz. The pass inside, back to the outside for Ambrose. Trying to make the nutmeg move, still with possession. Nicely done. Can he beat three? No, he can't. But it looks like he got pulled down from behind, Roland.
And that was Romain Gall. He did a great job at just keeping with the ball. It got dispossessed, but worked hard to get the ball back for his team and drew a foul in a dangerous position.
If you can't keep control of the ball, then the second best thing is try to draw a foul and let your team kind of reset and see what it wants to do next. Now, this is a free kick in a very provocative position. A little far away to maybe put an attempt on goal, but close enough to maybe lay off a nice trick pass or maybe a nice trick shot towards goal.
Well, it's interesting to see that, Romain Gall has only been with the team for, a few weeks. He only has 3 or 4 or 5 games under his belt, but he's already on free kick duty and taking corners. So it's a recognition from Paul Dalglish that this kid is really talented and he deserves to be in this team.
talented, and not only that, but when it comes to situations like this,
Take
he
command.
he wants to be there. And it looks like he's going to take this one from distance and just skies it over the bar. But you got to you have to like the attempt that he wanted to step up and take this shot. Maybe a little bit excited getting his first start here tonight for the Aztecs. Maybe a little bit of that pressure. I know he's been on the MLS level, but just to try to get accustomed to new teammates and such.
Well, he's a young kid, and he has tons of skill, and he's ambitious, and he wants to take on those big responsibilities. But as we saw as the ball sailed over the crossbar there, Trevin Caesar really wanted to take that free kick. So you got to say the next time they get a free kick around the area, it'll be Trevin Caesar that takes it instead.
T2 switches possession of the field, and now they're on the attack. Winchester has it deflected, though, by Max Gunderson. And Winchester will have to throw it in. And we're going to have, instead, it will be another player for T2 throwing it in, as T2 really not have been able to garner any real shots on goal thus far in this first half. Caesar will make sure that the Aztecs keep possession, as it was defended well by T2. Folks, I'm sorry, continue on.
I was going to say, just the Aztecs are doing a great job of crowding out the Timbers and not letting them get any kind of possession on the ball whatsoever. So been a great team effort defensively.
Yeah, they have really done a very good job making sure that they have stayed marked. And they're giving out a all-out effort on defense. But again, the Aztecs much better in close games than the Portland Timbers too. In fact, T2 hasn't had a one-goal game at all this season. Either, like we mentioned before in the beginning of this broadcast, either they have not scored anything and they got blown out, or they scored 3 goals in a romp and are able to pull off wins. Gunderson. Good position here as the Aztecs, they call it tranquilo, slowing down possession of the rhythm of the ball. Just waiting for the perfect attack. And unlucky.
And I tell you, that's a perfect example of how the turf can sort of speed the ball up. You know, in natural grass, that's a perfect ball, but on this turf, you know, the ball just moves so quickly.
Folks, have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats, and check out more the new social media hub at USLsoccer.com. So USL Soccer actually starting their PDL semifinals this week, where the Austin Aztecs applied their trade last season. This is their first year in USL. And as an expansion team, on the outside looking in for that 6th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. A win here tonight would definitely help their chances, as Caesar using that pace, and he gets to it just in time and then push from behind. Will that be a foul? It doesn't look like that would be a call. Oh, and possession granted to T2. I have all sorts of questions about that one. Throw in for T2 as they try to flick it ahead, but it's won back by Austin, and then quickly won back by T2, and then quickly won back by the Aztecs again. Lots of action here early on in this contest so far, Roland.
Well, the chemistry of this Aztecs team is definitely superior to this Portland team, at least early on in this match.
Look at this tenacious pressure by the Austin Aztecs, really fighting for those tackles and those challenges, and making it very difficult for Portland to try to clear the ball past their defensive third.
They're holding a very high defensive line, and again, just putting tons of pressure on this Timbers back line.
And this is definitely the weakness of T2. They are trying to get to their forwards, trying to find Carlton Belmar, Batao, but they have been unable to do that thus far, and that is just a credit to this Aztecs pressure. Now they'll try to attack. This ball laid over beautifully. Can he get to it as Belmar? And again, defended well by the Austin Aztecs backline.
That's beautiful from Ambrose. Kept his composure, put in a good tackle, won the ball back for his team, and now they're on the offensive side of the ball.
The Aztecs coming on the counter attack. This is Tevin Caesar. Nice little move. Can he make another one? Goes down, and he will not get the foul. That one was a clean tackle, proper, by T2, and now they're going to see if they can start their counter attack. And again, the Austin Aztecs defense makes them slow up. Winchester. Gunderson able to clear it first. Tierpak there. Gundy. A nice move to win possession back for the Austin Aztecs. This is Andres Cuero to Lance Rosenboom. Lots of fast-paced action, folks. Lots of attacking football, especially by the Austin Aztecs, as you see him switch the field. Looking on the far sideline for the Aztecs. Trying to go with a little 1-2 passing there. And will be deflected into touch. Throw in Aztecs. Not sure what to do with it. It takes a bounce off of the referee. But the Aztecs able to maintain possession. And the Aztecs really seem happy, or more than content, to attack this near sideline roll in, as we've seen Gunderson control the ball lots here in the first 20 minutes of this contest.
Well, it might not be the most sexy position on the field, but these two outside backs for the Aztecs have been crucial in their attack, actually. And obviously very, very important defensively, and they've performed well defensively, but in this attack, they're able to put numbers forward and really get those overlapping runs and putting the balls in the box.
Well, it looks like somebody almost fell asleep on the play for the Aztecs there. Luckily, woke up at just the right time, but lots of miscommunication between the Aztec players on the pitch there, and they're lucky to maintain possession. And now they're on the counterattack, so sometimes it's better to be lucky than just playing good. The through ball looking for
Beautiful.
Chris Tierpak. Tierpak with the shot is saved by Gleason.
What a chance. What a chance for Chris Tierpak, but I tell you what, Gleason coming out, made himself big, made a nice save there.
We said that he would have to have a big game against the Aztecs tonight because they were going to try to score some goals early on. And you've seen the attempts taken by the Aztecs. That was his first real test, though, in this first half, as Tierpak was looking to win possession back. Coach Paul Douglas puts his hands up in the air, wondering where the call is. And I have to kind of agree with him there, but the Aztecs will have possession.
The Timbers are very lucky to have a goalkeeper of such experience and such pedigree back there in Gleason. He's taken 2 balls and 2 goals away from Tierpak in this game. It could be 2-0 up.
Cuero takes the free kick and sends it to Cruz, as now the Aztecs are on that far sideline with Mikey Ambrose. And again, you can see the Aztecs look very comfortable controlling the pace, playing their style of soccer, at least in this first 21 minutes of this contest. Gunderson here in the attacking third. Tierpak.
Beautiful.
A little give and go action. Gundy trying to find some space to feed in across. And instead smartly sends it back to Cuero. Maybe he'll send it in.
Wonderful
Gleason
ball. Oof.
makes a good read again. Does Jake Gleason.
He's outside of the box.
Oh, what an unfortunate play by Gleason. And we saw that happen during the Gold Cup with Brad Friedel. Or excuse me, Brad Friedel. That's an old school. Brad Guzan. He made a very similar mistake, but this one, the New Zealander, Jake Gleason, was way over that yellow line, which represents the 18-yard box, and this will be a free kick awarded to the Austin Aztecs in a very dangerous position.
Well, I'm no mind reader, but that absolutely is a confusion with all of the lines on the field, all of these football lines. Can't really tell where he is on the field there. Huge mistake from Gleason in a very dangerous position. As I said before, Trevin Caesar, I believe he's actually walking away from it, so maybe not.
It looks like it might be Gall again. And that is Tony Rocha. You see Rocha with those neon yellow back cleats. He might be taking this one with the left foot. And it's Mikey Ambrose next to him as well. You see a very stern wall built by both Portland. Here's the shot on goal off of the woodwork. The reflection.
That was unbelievable. What a shot from Rocha.
It rattled my heart from all the way up here. It was that close. What a free kick taken.
Look at this.
You see it on the replay, folks.
Just knocks the stuffing out of it. Gleason, no chance. Hits the crossbar, and deflection off of Caesar that almost goes in. Just 1 foot to the left, and that would have been 1-0 to the Aztecs.
So unlucky. This game, a game of inches when you're in the United States, and a game of millimeters when you are in any other country that uses the metric system. But that was an awfully close shot, either way you look at it. Cuero. Man, that was a great shot.
It's unbelievable. Quality free kick from Rocha. Very unfortunate to hit the crossbar there.
Oh, look at this pass. It's going to find the foot of Caesar. And he's just not able to keep control. Gleason again coming out from between the pipes and makes the save.
Caesar would have done well to control that. It was coming over his left shoulder there and just couldn't get on the end of it. Another great chance falling to the feet of the Aztecs. They're not able to convert.
This is not something that we saw too early on in the season with the Aztecs, but this long passing game very accurate here tonight. And again, they're looking for Caesar, who gives a chase. A challenge for possession between Caesar and a much bigger defender there. You see a lot of jersey pulling.
Oh.
And Caesar not happy with the call. He's like, look at me, ref. I am about half this guy's size.
A valid argument.
as that is Anthony Manning and Tevin Caesar both wrestling for possession when it comes to the soccer ball. And you can see Caesar not happy.
Gotta love his passion there.
That's that striker's mentality. He knows that he wants to get to that ball first. And there's a little roughhousing play, but so far these referees allowing these teams to play a pretty physical game.
Which is what you like to see. You don't like to see the play broken up too much by calls of the referee. This game is physical, and you have to allow it to be that.
I think that's a misconception here in the United States that most people don't understand. Soccer is a contact sport. It is physical. And you're seeing a little bit of that play here tonight, but you're seeing also some fantastic technique and finesse, especially displayed by the Austin Aztecs here as we get near the 25th minute of play in this first half. It's still 0-0 if you're just tuning in with us here from the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex as we have a slip on the turf by Rocha. That will leave Fatau free. The through ball. Can Ambrose recover in time? No. The shot on goal, and he misses a great opportunity there, does T2.
Well, we spoke about Fatau earlier in the pregame, and you got to see him run at the defense for the first time in this match, and he put in a beautiful ball to the winger out there, but the finish was obviously lacking. And the Aztecs really look out on that position.
Santi Biglieri. Excuse me, I know it's an Italian last name, but he is an Argentine. He's actually played in the Copa Sudamerica and also the Copa Libertadores, which is, I'll make a mention about that here in just a little bit, as the Aztecs right now are in a great position with control of the soccer ball at their feet. Tevin Caesar. Unlucky there as it's stolen away. And Captain Lance, always reliable there to make the tackle.
Well, there's a nice 2 touches from Winchester there. He is a full national teamer with Trinidad and Tobago, so his quality is maybe a little bit above his teammates, and you saw it there.
A little ping pong action fell there, and finally, when you thought the Aztecs were going to get some luck on their side, just unlucky, as it looks like that was Gall, who was just a step over the line and will be called for offside. Lots of ping pong action, kind of like a pinball machine there at midfield, and the Aztecs, though, were able to win it back, just unlucky with the pass. As T2 now with possession off the free kick. But we have seen nothing really besides that one counterattack that we just saw maybe about a minute ago, and here, as you see, it was a good pass and just goes straight off the foot of the T2 player. Cuero with a nice spin to control possession. Feeds it to Yates. Gall, will he try from distance? And he loses possession as he's dispossessed by Winchester.
That's unfortunate because Caesar had made a nice run. All he had to do was slip him in.
Talking about nice moves, look at Rocha, and with the pass he beats Winchester. Or that was actually Fatau.
Nice.
Lays it off for Gunderson. The cross, nobody there as it was deflected away. The shot from distance, and a nice block by T2.
Beautiful play, silky passing from the Aztecs. Really positive play from them. All that's missing is the final pass and that final finish.
Looks like that was Biglieri who put himself in the way of danger there as it's cleared into touch, and it will be a throw in the attacking third for the Austin Aztecs. You can see the action ramping up here as the Aztecs continue to push the attack.
Beautiful.
Oh, a cheeky back heel. That was a dangerous tackle, no call given. As the Aztecs still able to maintain control of the ball. Very impressive for what we've seen with the passing here from the Austin Aztecs.
Gall was again in a dangerous position, and a very important tackle from that Portland Timbers defender.
I've been impressed with T2's defense thus far. Again, like we said, not their strong suit coming into this match, but they have played more than adequately well.
And that's not smart there from Cuero. He gives the ball away, shooting from 35 yards out.
But you saw Fatau not able to control it with his first touch, and that slowed up play, and the Aztecs able to force the mistake. Max Gunderson. He has lots of room here on this sideline, possibly looking for Tierpak, looking for Caesar as well as the run continues. Tierpak.
Nice turn.
Still with it. Gunderson should be able to feed this in, and they're going to call offside on Gunderson. Unfortunate. They are really pressing that line. It looks like the Timbers have realized that, and they have started setting a high line themselves.
Well, we talked about the relationship between Tierpak and Trevin Caesar, but this relationship between Gunderson and Tierpak is causing fits in the back line of the Portland Timbers. We'll see if they can put out those fires, continually put off those fires as the match progresses.
USL fans, don't forget, you can follow the USL on Facebook and on Twitter. Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. And then follow us at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. Always some great information on the USL Twitter. If you do follow USL on Twitter already, you know that the USL has signed up another team to take place, and that means that Austin will have a interstate rival in the USL with the creation of RGVFC down in the Rio Grande Valley.
Well, that whole area is just a hotbed for talent that sometimes just doesn't get recognized. So that's great to see a professional team down in that area of the state.
Always got to send a shout out to the 956. I'm very excited that soccer will be heading towards the southern tip of Texas near that Mexican border. It's going to make for a fantastic rivalry between the Aztecs and RGVFC. Right now, the Aztecs working the ball as it's dispossessed by T2 once again. But Fatalo, his first touch has just been so sloppy this evening. And look at Chris Tierpak, gets slid right into, almost took out his shin.
That was a very dangerous tackle. And I tell you what, that was almost a two-steaded tackle, and I wouldn't have been surprised to see at least a yellow card on that one.
I, too, was expecting a yellow. It looks like this referee Tomlinson, is going to let this one go.
That's absolutely dangerous play. That should have been a yellow card.
Reckless, really. But a free kick will be awarded to the Aztecs here.
You said it before, Fatalo's first touch is just really getting away from them. I think, in my opinion, it has to be the turf that's playing a part.
Well, I have seen some bounces take an awkward turn here and there especially when they're trying to play across the pitch and trying to switch the field of attack. And you can tell that it has taken some time for T2 to adjust. But again, T2 doesn't exactly play well on Saturday nights. They're only 1-3-1 on the season on Saturdays. I know, I love all the funny little stats.
Well, it's a terrible omen for them today then. Good ball from Romain Gall.
Caesar with the low cross. And again, there's Jake Gleason making a good save.
That was a nice little set piece they've obviously worked on in the training ground this week and in past weeks.
Here you see Rundell Winchester. He's defended well, almost still with it. Nice move. A little bit of that Ronaldinho action. The shot from distance from Fatao. And a great save by Devin Perales. That's his first touch of action here this evening, but Perales wide awake on that save.
Well, that was the Timbers' probably most dangerous attack up until this point in the match, and Devin Perales being called on and up to the task on that one.
Beautiful job as he was able to deny Carlton Belmar, the leading scorer for this T2 squad. But the Aztecs have a couple of good goal scorers of their own up front in Chris Tierpak and Tevin Caesar. Caesar actually starting the season as a reserve, kind of in that Chicharito role where he was a spark plug off the bench. Coach Paul Dalglish finding room for him up top, and it has been working ever since as he tried to find Caesar here on the through ball. He should be able to track it down, but can he get past the defender?
Beautiful.
Yes, he does.
Oh.
Just barely losing it. Tierpak giving chase, and he's able to repossess the soccer ball. Nicely done by Tierpak.
That's great hustle from him.
Oh, and unlucky as Gall was lined up to take a shot on goal, but again, offside. Good defense by that back four to stay on the same page to force the offside. We restart the action on a quick free kick, and this is the most pressure we have seen here in the first half by T2. Beautiful through ball. This could be a real danger. And a little bit of yellow submarine action as he was hunting for that ball was Devin Perales, and he was able to clean up the mess for the Austin Aztecs.
Again, just a wonderful through ball by the Timbers, and just taken away from them by the quickness of this pitch that we're playing on today.
That was a beautiful pass by Fatao. We had mentioned his first touch has been lacking, but his vision has not. And now you see the momentum starting to shift as T2 looks like they have a little bit of that rhythm now.
What it really looks like the Aztecs are sort of transitioning from their high pressure and sort of sitting back a little bit more, letting the Timbers sort of have possession in their back line.
Nice, beautiful analysis there. As you mentioned, now they have a true back four, as where the fullbacks were pressed up a little bit earlier. Gunderson there to cut out the cross. And now the counterattack starting slowly for the Austin Aztecs. This is to, I want to say, Romain Gall. Or no, that is Tony Rocha. Excuse me, folks. The Aztecs are capable of playing free-flowing soccer. You will be surprised. The front line, that front midfield to the defensive midfield, they can be switching at any time. As you see Tierpak come back for the ball.
Good ball.
Through ball to Gunderson. The decoy work. The cross towards the center. Nobody able to get ahead to it. The Aztecs had a chance, and it was cleared away by T2. And again, the first touch lacking. But Mikey Ambrose is there, trying to find some space in the center. Little flick by Tierpak, and it falls to the feet of a T2 defender.
Well, he was banking on a 1-2 run, but here he has it on the ball again.
That was not a good clearance by Gleason. Now Tierpak with possession. And he's able to maintain it for the Austin Aztecs. Yates to Gall. Back to Cuero. You see Gunderson's been all over that attacking third as he's really putting pressure. Gets past Winchester.
Beautiful. Oh.
Oh, just one touch too many. As they're looking for that extra pass. But Cuero able to get a head onto it first and then falls to the feet of Cruz. Back to Ambrose here in the 35th minute, still 0-0. As the Austin Aztecs have really played well with the possession here.
Look at this. Beautiful ball.
Again, Gunderson just with lots of time and room. Tierpak will have it whiz right past the nearest goalpost. And again, the attack just ramping up by the Aztecs, but they can't find the target.
I'll tell you, Winchester really can't deal with the runs of Gunderson. He's finding space on that side. That's a beautiful cross in, and Tierpak gets a hit on it. It's just wide. Jack Gleason not bothered by that one.
That was very unfortunate, but the Aztecs, this is a good sign for them as they continue the attack. Folks, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. And for you all that are watching from Portland or wherever you may be, I know there's some Everly Army fans out there. Lee, I know you're watching today. You can see the USL Pro on YouTube. All USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD here on YouTube. Connect with USL YouTube channel today, and you can see all the plays of the week and everything else that they put on their YouTube channel. Essentially how you get ready for these games, right?
True. YouTube is a useful tool.
Well, they do a very good job in-house at USL when it comes to putting together the plays of the week and the best players of the week as well. And this could be a dangerous attack, and it fizzles out just as quickly as it started. Still trying to pressure it. Lance kind of left on the island here by himself, but look at that. So cool and calm with the ball, even though he's pressured by two guys.
Just continually putting out fires for his back line. Such an important player for this team.
The only time that I've really seen the Aztecs get scored upon is when they have a bad pass in the back line, but when they're playing as solid as they are tonight, a clean sheet is definitely a possibility for Devin Perales and the Austin Aztecs.
Well, I think you just jinxed him.
And it's the curse of the commentator, I'm afraid, but it hasn't happened just yet, and I hope it doesn't have to happen here tonight. Cuero trying to find it, and it's taken away. And taken away right back by the Aztecs. 37 minutes into this contest, and Tierpak just unlucky, as that's the second time physical play has dispossessed him of the football. Or excuse me, soccer ball. I guess it depends on which side of the Atlantic you live on. This is Fatau. Biglieri back to Fatau. And a little of that 1-2 game, and the push will be called. Free kick given to T2. What do you expect for them to do here now, Roland?
That's kind of in that middle area where it's a bit too far to take a shot on goal. Maybe a set piece that they've worked on in the training ground. It could be advantageous for them.
Well,
but who knows?
Fatau likes to shoot, and you can see he's going to at least line up back there either as a decoy or as the actual shooter. See Tevin Caesar up front as well. Caesar still jawing with referee Tomlinson, but Al is trying to set his wall where he wants it. And there you do see Fatau, the Ganesian Youth International, one of the Black Starlets. Fatau not happy apparently. Lots of hand checking there on the wall line. And this one falls to the chest and goes out the back, and that will be a goal kick.
That wasn't a bad free kick from Gianderson there, and a quick goal kick out, and now the counterattack is on. Look at Caesar coming up this far side, near side actually.
Trying to find Caesar. Ooh. Good defense as it's headed into the air. That will hold up play, and then he's able to head it back to his goalkeeper, Jake Gleason. Good defense thus far by T2. Like I've said, I've been very impressed. They have come to play tonight. They know that there's a very slim margin of them getting into the playoffs, but it is very imperative that they win pretty much every contest they are in from here on out.
Well, I don't want to say it's luck, but they're just getting that last tackle, that last bit of luck in their defensive third.
Shot on goal, and it's collected by Devin Perales. It was a long shot taken. From the stats that I looked at, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty accurate, but T2 has only made 3 goals outside of the 18 this year. Everything else has come from inside the box. So the Aztecs can keep them forcing shots from the outside. I like their chances tonight. We're just getting to the 40th minute mark. Still 0-0 in this fantastic contest. Lots of attacking play here tonight as Tierpak is within a dangerous area. He went down. Still no call.
That's a foul for me.
Biglieri over to Belmar. You see Rundell Winchester in the middle. Biglieri trying to find some space up front. And again, T2 forced to slow it down. It doesn't look like they're comfortable playing this style of soccer. It looks like they just want to get out and run.
When you look at the formation of the Aztecs, they're really just plugging up all those holes, not really giving them many options to pass to their teammates. But that's a great ball there.
Mikey Ambrose in trouble. He's going to have to just go into the inside. This could be dangerous. Looking for Winchester. It's deflected. Still with it in the attacking third and headed away. Still anybody's ball, though. And it falls to the feet of T2.
Well, Mikey Ambrose has been caught out at least 2 or 3 times on his side over there on the left-hand side of the Aztecs defense. Really has to check his runs and make sure he's not getting caught too forward.
Bochiev to Gianderson. The header is going to go over. And again, the Austin Aztecs able to survive the offensive attack of T2. 41st minute. We are getting closer to the end of this first half, folks. Still 0-0 in what has been a very exciting game between the Austin Aztecs and Portland Timbers 2. A packed house here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. And there's a special reason why, isn't there, Roland?
Right, well, there's a soccer camp from Landon Donovan and Stuart Holden and Brian Chang, U.S. men's national teamers, are holding here in town. And they're saying that they're here in town, they're here at the game. So,
shot from distance. Sorry to cut you off there, my friend, but Caesar trying to make a strike and a statement before the half, and it just barely goes over the top of the net.
He controls it well there, and just, again, second touch, that's what you have to do. Try to get as many shots on frame as you can. This one wasn't quite on frame, but you got to like the idea. You know, his first instinct is to shoot, and that's what you want of your forwards.
Well, he has been hot as of late. He had that brace against Arizona United here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, and then he also helped on the assist with Chris Tierpak on the road in that 1-0 victory against Arizona United again. So a little 2-game swing ended up being a 6-point swing for the Aztecs. As you saw Fatale try and take a shot from way outside. Takes a good deflection instead, and this is still dangerous for the Austin Aztecs. Low cross into the box here on the near side. Trying to get fancy with the possession. Perales able to come out and collect. That's good goalkeeping, coming off the line and making sure to make the play.
Well, this back line has to be confident that their goalkeeper, if they get in trouble, that their goalkeeper is not afraid to come off that line and really put out any fires that may arise.
The Aztec Soccer Foundation has raised $2,500, and that's what this 3-on-3 tournament is going to be here at halftime. You'll see Landon Donovan, Michael Chang, Brian Chang. Excuse me, Brian Chang, and Stuart Holden, the ex-U.S. national team members, taking on 3 lucky charitable auctioneers who have placed money for this awesome opportunity. I have to say I am quite jealous getting to meet some of the best players in U.S. history. This one cleared into touch. And it looks like this possession will go to T2. So we're getting near halftime, Roland. Right now, is there anything that the Aztecs have to change? Because personally, I like the way they're playing. Right,
where all the things are going right for them on the run up, and when they're on the opposing side of the opposing team's side of the pitch there. Their build-up play is perfect. Their runs from their outside backs are beautiful. Trevin Caesar is fighting hard up front. They just have to get that final pass and put those shots on frame and really try to put this game to bed in the second half.
Cruz able to win possession for the Aztecs, but right near the touchline on that corner flag. Oh, what a cheeky move that was. He flipped it up off of his foot and then was able to pass it back and keep possession for the Aztecs. Nicely done by Cruz. Dispossessed, though, quickly by T2, but the ball will remain with the Austin Aztecs. We are nearing the end of this half. We're going to see if we find out how many minutes are left in extra time. I'm guessing 3. You got a guess that you want to lay on this one?
Well, there wasn't that many stoppages. There might just be 1 or 2, but who knows with these fourth officials nowadays.
They have been busy, that is for sure. Lots of running thus far, and it has been, of course, that's Texas humidity. It's not exactly a hot day by our standards, but I can imagine for Portland, it would be very hot. Pass across the pitch. Nicely done. Still in control from T2, looking to cross it in, and it's headed away by Lance. 45th minute has now hit. We'll find out what stoppage time will be coming up. It's 1 minute of stoppage time, as we see raised by the fourth official. Good call.
This is the first. Well, thanks a lot. This is the first time that Portland has really gotten numbers forward and really sort of mounted any kind of meaningful attack. So we'll see what they can produce in this next minute of stoppage time in the first half.
Well, you see them playing their version of the tiki-taka, trying to go with this one-touch passing. Finally, they have a little room on the outside. The cross into the box, and nobody there. A wasted opportunity for T2.
And Cross really let the Aztecs off the hook there. That was not bad build-up play from the Timbers, and their opportunity is wasted with that cross. And now it's a goal kick for Devin Perales.
And they worked extremely hard to win that possession and keep it. But like you said, they haven't been able to manage much opportunity on goal against the Austin Aztecs. Has T2, but that might change come here in the second half. They know that both these teams really could use a W, and it looks like.
Look at
And
these.
you see the Portland fans from T2.
That's some dedication to travel all the way down from Portland.
It's a long way. It's definitely not just a one-day trip to come to the capital city of Austin, Texas, that's for sure. And that will do it, folks. That'll be halftime here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. A fantastic 0-0 game thus far between the Austin Aztecs and Portland Timbers 2.
Tonight we are honored to provide Aztex fans with a very special event, a 3 versus 3 match between 3 very lucky Aztex fans and United States men.
Possession, wide to Kelly again. Good defending from Wilmington. Oh, what a goal! Dane Kelly bends it into the top corner. Well, that's what he can do. And Charleston are 1-0 up.
Right on the penalty spot, I would imagine. And
Oh,
there
good
it
ball
is.
there. Great ball. Kevin, goal! Goal! Riverhounds has come right back. Oh, and here's Louisville. Oh, Fondy.
Fondy,
From
and there
Burke.
it is. Finally, and it's the two that have been combining all night long.
Kovar now to his left. Kovar room to work. Good drop off. Shot and a goal.
For Vancouver. Then Toma comes up to win it back for T2. Finds Biglieri with a lot of room on the right side. Biglieri drives across in. Belmar heads it in. We're level. The answer from T2 comes in the 18th minute.
Hey, have some of this.
Whoa, what about backwash?
What?
Oh, come on, man. You know, like some other people's mouths.
Dude, relax.
Introducing the Big Red Backwash Can with special saliva-activated sensor. Too much slobber? Just kick on the bilge pump.
Saliva level 0%.
The Big Red Backwash Can. Reinventing how you enjoy Big Red. You're welcome.
This week and for that beautiful facility back, Sand Creek Stadium.
Out on the right wing, and they're a one-timer off of the
players we have to make them work. We're not trying to be Barcelona, we're trying to be us.
Oh, perhaps a misstep. Teray looking for that far post. Numbers will flood the box, elevated towards the back post, and a header just off the mark. It'll be a goal kick for Bader. Flirting with that outside edge of the perimeter. And ultimately, off the left boot of Maven. Everly's Army getting excited, thinking there's an opportunity out wide. Slipped into fifth gear is Teray. Off his right boot, far post, back to the net. History belongs to Sani Teray. Aztecs strike first as it comes just on the heels of the 40th minute. Header back post, and what a great development for the Switchbacks until that final touch when Aaron King could not pull this match even at 1 goal apiece.
That's enough to cancel.
Opportunity building for the Aztecs inside the 18. Left boot, far post. What a save from Bader.
Into the action, he was largely absent in the first 45 minutes. Not so here in the second.
Far post. Who will have the second touch? Still with the Aztecs.
All the right spots.
We are at the mercy of the lights here in Austin. Caesar sends one ahead to Tierpak. Fans on their feet. That goal exposed. Tierpak taken out about 20 yards off the line from Bader, who is Saturday. I know they look forward to a great turnout. Meanwhile, a turnover could be costly. Trouble in the box. The Aztecs survive and hold off for now. Perales retreats back towards his line. 1-on-1. Shot right at the keeper. Perales fortunate that that ball found him. Turn here.
Watching this week's announcement by MLS Commissioner Don Garber that Minnesota will be headed to the league. Could have been talking about Austin as he was going on and on about the Twin Cities.
Caesar splits the wickets, and insurance is on the board.
Beautiful shot from Caesar going near post, and that one just sneaking by Bader. A poor save. Bader, he's been on his game all night, unable to come up with the save that time, and really
Bader out wide to King. Left boot, swatted down by
goal. 40-minute mark of the first half. He's done a great job. Understands the game, knows when to press, knows when to slow. And oh, what a shot there from King. Forces the great save from Bader. And for the 2013 USL PDL MVP, Chris Tierpak back with the Aztecs after a year in the MLS.
Opposite end, quick transition off the side of the post. And Perales so proud of that 0 on the scoreboard. wants to make sure that there is not another opportunity like that developing for the Switchbacks. The Aztecs will have secured 3 points after their debut here at the professional level. Still a goal available for Colorado Springs. Robinson centers the ball. Shot from within the area will go one.
And what an initial save from Perales. His body going one way, able to pull his momentum back the other way just enough to keep it out of the back of the net.
That's time. 2 minutes of stoppage time complete. The season opener for the Austin Aztecs in Colorado.
AstroTurf.com for game schedule and more. Aztex fans, listen up. We've got a special promo for y'all tonight. Anyone who heads to the guest services tent and purchases 4 tickets to a future match will receive complimentary vouchers for free hot dog, drink, and chips that can be redeemed at the concession stand. Also, don't forget you can get 2 Aztex games for free with a free purchase ticket by using the Metro rate. For more info, check out AustinAztex.com/CapMetro. Before the second half starts, the Aztecs would once again like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Alcon ETS, the official IT service provider of the Austin Aztex. Trust our experience to manage your business technology. Admiral, the official supplier of Aztex Sportswear. Visit their online store at AdmiralSoccer.com. Two fans accidents happen. Be treated like the pros by Select Physical Therapy, the official athletic training and physical therapy providers for your Austin Aztecs. Do you think you have what it takes to be Austin's foot golf champion? The Harley Pettit on campus cordially invites residents of the greater Austin area to compete in the first annual Foot Golf City Championship presented by your Austin Aztecs. Set for August 15th, the tournament will take place at the Harley Pettit Golf Campus, the first and only facility in Austin to offer foot golf. For more info, visit their tent in the fan zone.
Sway. Got him, Sway. Hey, welcome back here to Austin, Texas. We are live at the Kelly Reese Athletic Complex. Just a couple of minutes left to go here in halftime between Portland Timbers 2 and the Austin Aztecs. Roland, it has been, I'm Justin Simmons. This is Roland Goddensway. It has been a fantastic first half, and even despite the 0-0 score.
Right. Well, any fan of this game knows that even though there's no score in the game so far, it's been the level of play has been very high and it's very entertaining so far. So, I haven't been disappointed.
No, both teams creating chances on goal, more so for the Aztecs, but we saw late as T2 started to push and really tested the Aztecs defensively.
Well, halftime came at the wrong time for the Portland Timbers. As we see here, the highlights are starting. The Aztecs playing well, getting forward, trying to get as many shots on goal as possible. That's a wonderful ball there.
And this is the run on Chris Tierpak, but again, good goalkeeping by Jake Gleason there from the New Zealand.
That has to be the chance of the half, absolutely. Beautiful free kick. That was a pretty decent chance there for Portland.
And that was Patal with the shot. Devin Padales making the save. But this is where Padales is so good, coming out of the box and making that stop in Biglieri. And again, that cross falls to the head of Chris Tierpak. He just wasn't able to put it on target. And then you'll see this very long-range shot by Tevin Caesar. And that's what we have seen thus far. As we have said, still a 0-0 game, but lots of action towards the goals on both ends for both squads.
Right, as I was saying, halftime came at the wrong time for Portland. They were really starting to come into the game and really started to take the game over offensively. And it was halftime and really stunted their momentum.
We saw the Aztecs change tactics. Coach Paul Dalglish electing to put 4 true in the back toward about halfway through the first half. What do you expect that we'll see out of the Aztecs come the second half?
Well, they were the most effective when they were pressuring high and really not letting the Portland Timbers on the ball at all. So if I were Dalglish, I would say to keep putting that high pressure on, keep hustling, keep defending as a team, and keep trying to get forward and really work Jack Gleason.
Well, we had a very interesting halftime here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Landon Donovan, Brian Ching, and Stuart Holden making that appearance for Helm Elite Soccer, a foundation founded by all three of those players with the intention to help youth soccer players develop skills on and off the field. And they had a little 3-on-3 action, which they won 7-4, but it was actually quite a close game by those charitable donors that won the right to play the game against them.
Right, they held their own out there, and I'll tell you what, Landon recently retired, Brian Ching's been retired for a few years, and Stuart Holden is sort of in injury limbo at the moment, but I'll tell you what, they still got it. They're still very entertaining, very skillful on the ball there.
Talk about Stu Holden. Well, a very special day for him. It's his birthday, the Austin Aztecs bringing the cake and the party hats too. A lot of fans also out to celebrate Stuart Holden's 30th birthday. I wonder where he'll be here tonight, maybe downtown 6th Street, maybe West 6. I don't know. The sky's the limit when you're an ex-USNT player. That's for sure. Both teams coming out at halftime. You see Devin Perales. He's looking intense as always. He's already made a couple of big stops. The Aztecs are going to depend on him to keep up play the way he's been playing the last few games. Looking for another clean sheet here tonight. Portland Timbers 2. They're still in their huddle, getting ready to break it here late. The Aztecs, though, they look like they're ready to go and get this second half started.
Well, as we said at the beginning of the broadcast, this is such a massive game for this team, really pushing to get into that sixth spot in the Western Conference of the USL.
I want to say hello to all the fans back in Portland, the ones that traveled to Merlo Field on the campus of the University of Portland to cheer on T2. I know you guys are watching out there. Of course, our fans that are on the road from Eberle's Army and all the Austin Aztecs fans in general. And, of course, USL soccer fans that are joining us here on YouTube. Remember, USL on YouTube, all USL regular season and playoff games will be available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. And like I mentioned before, lots of great content on that YouTube channel. T2 going from left to right, Aztecs going from right to left, and we have second half soccer underway. And we saw that pressure coming out late in the first half from T2, and it looks like they're going to start where they left off. Big run made here on the near side. The pass, hits it. Fatal just not having a good day when it comes to the first touch. The cross towards the inside of the box. Dummied. Nice move. And laying it for nobody in particular. It just goes into space and it's cleared away by the Austin Aztecs. Very cheeky by T2 to come out firing on all systems by the Portland Timbers 2 here to start things off. Long ball hasn't exactly been their forte this evening. See Tevin Caesar up front by himself, giving chase all the way to the near side of the field. Tierpak over on the right, Yates in the middle. Roman Gall here on the near side in the midfield for the Austin Aztecs. That's Anthony Manning on the ball for T2. Clark. Here to the near side to Andy Toma. Toma on loan from the parent club of the MLS, Portland Timbers. Oh, big collision there as shoulder to shoulder met, but Tao able to win possession though. With possession and going the other way is Carlton Belmar. And they leave this one outside for Toma, who has it deflected. Right now, the Aztecs on their heels, but doing a good job to bend and not break. This one over to the far sideline as they switch the attack. Jonderson. Pass into the middle for Fatau. And they find the wide open man on the outside. Still trying to press, trying to find a cross to go into the box. Nice fake there as he splits the defense. And the shot taken on goal. Another wasted opportunity after working so well to get in position for that shot.
Well, now the Timbers are the one really pushing forward and trying to get into that final third. And that was great work out on the wing there, but just that final shot, it just was not there this time.
And that was Rundell Winchester, the Trinidad and Tobago international. As you see his speed as he gives chase on the outside. Tierpak, though, using his pace, and it's a little bit of a tussle for possession, and it will go out the back, and it will be a goal kick. Chris Tierpak, a very, very fast man. A good defense, as you see Anthony Manning trying to get free of that netting back there. Next to that Stubbs barbecue trailer that looks ever so good. I know you've been wanting some of that barbecue after this game. Maybe we'll be able to get some.
I'm starving.
Jake Gleason will send this one away off of the goal kick. And you can see pretty much all the players are right here in midfield. Very strange as both teams are keeping a high line. The header for possession, it's still anybody's ball in the air. Ambrose times it nicely. Gall is chested down, put back into the air by T2. Still anybody's ball as this one has not hit the ground just yet. It's a game of soccer tennis. And this will finally go into touch. And T2, the winner of possession now. So Belmar will leave this ball for Andy Toma, who will throw it in. Again, T2 not exactly playing well on Saturday nights, only 1-3-1 on the season. And again, winless on field turf this season. So if you were an Aztecs fan, you have to like those odds, but they have stayed in this ball game, Roland. And
that's a great ball.
0-0 match, and they continue on the attack toward the middle. Perales.
Oh, man.
You can tell that it looks like the turf might have caused a couple of issues on their attack as that ball was bouncing everywhere.
That was an absolutely great opportunity. And Devin Perales just so fortunate to have that ball just bounce right into his arms.
Good job by Perales to stay awake. Tierpak here at midfield, turning and attacking. Caesar wants to go on the run, but he's a little too far ahead. The through ball comes a little late. Doesn't look like him and Gall were on the same page.
I'll tell you what, Caesar was making a nice run. He started it, but Tierpak just held the ball a little bit too long, and the chance had gone.
Again, that high line defensively being deployed by T2. And you can see they're trying to pack in the middle and make the Aztecs win it from the outside in.
Well, it's actually really been working for the Aztecs. They shouldn't go away from getting Gunderson and Ambrose to overlap on those outside from their outside back position. It's really been working for them. Winchester has not been able to deal with Gunderson at all. So I'd say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
This is Carlton Belmar on the ball. He plays this one back. That is George Fochiev. And a nice through ball on the far sideline. With some room to work with. Tierpak over there defensively as his pass just a little bit back. And now into the box. Ambrose in perfect position. I thought he was going to be out of position. Instead, is able to head the danger away. Good clearance by him. Throw in a very dangerous area, though, for T2. They have really attacked hard here in the first 5 minutes of play in this second half. Still 0-0. If you're tuning in with us here on YouTube, we want to thank you once again. Cleared away from danger. Anybody's ball is the challenge for possession being fought in the midfield. Look at Yates go. And unfortunately dispossessed. T2 back on the attack. And it looks like we're going to have a foul called, as that's Beasler who's pulling himself off of the turf. That's Nick Beasler. If the last name sounds familiar, I believe you know why, Roland.
Right, well, he's the brother of the national teamer Matt Beasler. Plays for the Sporting Kansas City in the MLS. But he did a good job getting on the end of that ball and drew a foul there.
Oh, we saw a big push there. I'm not sure if the cameras caught it, but I definitely saw it right now. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a card. We know Fatau has one, and this will be a yellow card presented. After that unsportsmanlike conduct, I know that's not the name of the penalty. And let's see it here on the replay. It was just a straight push to the chest, and that was George Fochiev.
Bit of embellishment there, but no excuse for pushing in this game. There's really no room for it.
Well, there was really no need for that, especially when you're on loan from the parent club. You're here to learn how to brush up on your skills, more or less, not to be making decisions like that.
Well, like we said, they are in a bit of a slump. Could be just frustration.
Well, the second yellow card acquired by T2 off with the free kick. It goes right into the wall. Nice job defensively by the Aztecs. Threat still not over, though.
Oh, good tackle.
Beautiful tackle by the Austin Aztecs. Looks like that was Cruz. And yes, it was. And here you'll see it on the replay. Cruz just sliding in and getting the bottom of the cleats to it.
Well, just before that was a great ball by Anderson into Winchester. And again, as you said, Cruz with a great tackle.
Off of the corner, this one from distance, and it finds the back of the net for T2. What a shot. George Fochiev, you saw him get the yellow card, and now he puts them ahead 1-0 after a screamer from far out.
Well, that was unbelievable. What a shot. He put everything behind that, put everything into that left foot, as we're going to see it here. Good cross in. Partially cleared by Tierpak there. And Fochiev, no chance for Devin Perales, just way too hard. Hits the back of the net. It's unfortunate for the Austin Aztecs, as they've had most of the momentum up to this point, but Timbers just really taking control of this game here early in the second half.
What a way to totally redeem himself. Got the yellow card and then comes back. They say you have to put your laces through it. Well, he did just that and gives Portland the lead 1-0 here at the Kelly Reese Athletic Complex. So we said that T2 is more comfortable when they score first. They have the breakthrough here in the 53rd minute. And it's always the first 5 minutes after a score that are the most dangerous.
Those fans, those Portland Timbers fans that you just saw there, they're going to be ecstatic with that goal there. But, this is the kind of thing that happens when you don't finish those great opportunities that the Aztecs had in the first half. You leave yourself open in the second half to the opposing team really coming back into the game.
The cross cleared away. Still a fight for possession as the Aztecs trying to win the ball back, and they win it in the back line. Cruz lays it off to Lance Roseboom. Back here toward the middle. Still looking to come out with the attack. Roman Gall trying to get past his defender. A little tussle as both men are tied up, and then finally Roman Gall going to the ground. And it looks like he'll win the penalty, or excuse me, the foul. Quick restart off of the free kick. So now the Aztecs feel the pressure. You see him turn on the heat as they press. Dragged down from behind is Cuero. Wendell Winchester will be whistled for the foul, and it will be a free kick awarded to the Austin Aztecs in a pretty good position.
Well, they have to take. I was just thinking that it's a great position for them, very dangerous. Roman Gall might look to chip that ball into the middle of that 18-yard box. And the Aztecs have to take advantage of these opportunities. They're getting these free kicks. They're drawing the opportunities. And here's Cuero again. You see the foul.
Well, you do see the man from Columbus Crew SC who's on loan, Roman Gall, the youngster, the USA U23, but it will be a little razzle-dazzle on the free kick, and it just doesn't work out as it's defended well by T2. Trying to feed it into the center, and again, sent right back where it came from by T2. The defense really stepping up. Do you expect T2 to park the bus? Again, they have not won one goal game this season. They either win by 2 or more, or they lose and they don't score anything.
Well, it could be, as we said, this game is big for both teams, but as also I said before, it's a bit bigger for the Aztecs. As we see Devin Perales really coming out and putting out a fire there. Wow, that was dangerous.
Playing a little bit of that sweeper-keeper, if you will. But like you said, putting out that fire at the last possible second was Perales. But unfortunate for him, he's been playing such a great game, but that goal that was scored by Fochiev, there was just no way to stop it. The Aztecs trying to work the rhythm once again. They had it going in the first half, really pressured on the attack. Have not seen that here in the second half. A turnover at midfield, that can be costly. You saw Cruz put his hand there, kind of slow down the attack. Fatau plays it off to the far side. The cross towards the center. Big collision and that is Cruz who's holding on to the back of his head. And that could be another card. And we're going to have time taken here as Cruz. There was a big collision in the air between Cruz and the T2 player. And hopefully Cruz is okay.
Well, he went down holding his head, so a mandatory stoppage here. And I saw as we see a replay, here we go.
You see it right here on the replay, folks. Beautiful slow motion job here. Just doesn't get whacked in the back of the head, but definitely does take an elbow into the back of those shoulder blades.
And a little bit of whiplash there. His neck jerked back really violently, so that definitely didn't feel good.
And like you say, he did go down holding that back head, back neck area, so he'll have to come off just for precautionary measures. And the fourth official will be, well, no, that's it. He's fine now as he's back onto the pitch. obviously will still be feeling some of those effects as this one's played out wide. This could be the Aztecs' chance here.
Finally, they get Gunderson into the game again.
Gunderson feeds it towards the box. The shot, Tierpak cannot get a boot to it. And very unfortunate again for the Aztecs. Unlucky has been the word of the evening to describe their offense here. And unfortunately so close yet so far.
Well, that was a great effort from Romain Gall just to get on the end of that pass and put it into a dangerous area. Chris Tierpak, though, just couldn't get on the end of it. Very unfortunate.
We are nearing our first hour of action in this contest. And T2 in the lead after a beautiful rebound strike by George Vochiev that has given T2 the 1-0 lead here at the Kelly Reese Athletic Complex in the capital city of Austin, Texas. Nice one-touch passing, and here they come on the counterattack.
Oh, good ball.
Beautiful through ball to Winchester. Makes a move on Perales. Winchester.
Wow.
Captain Lance saving the day.
That is unbelievable. What a beautiful ball into Winchester there. Can't tell you how lucky the Austin Aztecs are to have Roseboom in the back there, as we're going to see a replay here in a sec.
That is why Lance Roseboom is the captain, and you'll see it right here. The TNT International fakes Perales out of his cleats. He does not give up on the play, and then comes and makes the clearance. That wasn't all athleticism. A lot of that was technique and great timing.
Right, just not giving up on the play either, as you said before. Great hustle from Roseboom there.
Biglieri will be taking this corner kick. Punched away by Perales.
Good punch.
Can the Aztecs turn and go? And unfortunately, the ball cut out. Good defense once again by T2. That back line really starting to play hard.
That was very nice by Janderson to get out of that pressure from Romain Gall.
Vochiev, the cross in the box, and again, Captain Lance there to knock the ball away. Roseboom been very busy along with the rest of this back four in this second half as Portland continues to try to put goals in the back of the net. The possession has really changed in favor of Portland in this second half. Fatau to Belmar, back to Fatau. You know he'll want to shoot it from distance if he gets enough space.
Ooh.
Trying to find Fatau in the box. He gets a foot to it. A lot of jersey grabbing there.
That was really good from Cuervo to crowd him out there. Good defending.
Andres Cuervo has been asked to do a lot, especially when it comes to the defense. This one trying to be played through to Tevin Caesar, and Caesar not giving up on the play either, but it's just that final connection from the midfield to the front line that has been lacking for the Aztecs here in the second half. It has been a very entertaining game thus far, though. Lots of shots on goal, but it's T2 who has converted first. The Aztecs not wanting to drop this match, that's for sure. They're on a little 2-game winning streak. They would have loved to make it 3. And again, they have remained undefeated ever since they have moved to the Kelly Reese Athletic Complex.
Still just under half an hour to go in this match. It's definitely not over. A lot of soccer to be played.
Winchester trying to make that last pass. Winchester. And it has it taken away by Lance Roseboom. Nice job again by the captain as he makes another big stomp for the Aztecs. The through ball looking for Tierpak, and it goes to the feet of a T2 defender. Tierpak says, I'll take that right back. And instead, he is dispossessed. You have to admit the back line for T2, which just made a mistake with that pass. And maybe the Aztecs can take advantage of that. But they have been very physical in the back line here in the second half, and they have really been putting on the pressure on Caesar. As we have our first alterations of the match being made. That's going to be Brendan King. So Brendan King coming on for the Austin Aztecs. Also, it looks like Sani Toure will be checking in as well, the man from the Gambian. Trying to see who's coming off the pitch for you. And that was Drew Yates. Really been that fulcrum in the middle, trying to lay off that last pass for the strikers. He had a couple of chances in the first half to make something happen. But good defense as Torre gets his head to it first. He has just come into this contest. Sani Torre, he is also dangerous from distance as well, and he also adds some size to that front line for the Aztecs.
And pace, of course.
Yes, he has pace in droves. Mikey Ambrose on the ball, trying to feed it inside to Torre, and it's headed away. Winchester. Looks like he took a shoulder right to the chest, but the referee says play on. Looking for Torre. It's deflected. Chested down by Ambrose. And gets it to the outside. This is Brendan King, who just checked in. King, left-footed cross. Getting a foot to it. One Aztec player was Chris Tierpak, and again, cleared away, but still down on the pitch is that TNT international player, Rundell Winchester, and finally the referee will come and take a look at him since the ball has been thrown out of play, or excuse me, kicked out of play. Well, we saw a big collision between Winchester and an Aztec player, and I really thought it was just a regular little hip check.
We're going to see right now just exactly what happened. This is Cuero going in for the ball. Not really a whole lot there.
If anything, I thought that Cuero took the worst end of it.
Took the elbow to the face, right? Almost.
Exactly, but you see Winchester holding his gut, maybe got the air knocked out of him. And again, a hot, humid night here in Austin, Texas makes it a little difficult to recover as you see him holding the solar plexus, if you will.
I think he's going to be okay.
It looks like he's going to be okay. Some of these guys make some miraculous recoveries in
the matter of seconds.
In top speed, that is for sure. 64th minute of action here. T2 in the lead as he got that second half goal. 1-0 is your current score. The Austin Aztecs trying to equalize this game. They have had their chances, but they have just been a little unlucky when it comes to the finishing.
Well, that's sort of been their curse over the course of the season. Haven't had a whole lot of luck in the second half of games thus far at scoring goals.
Brendan King trying to find Torre, who gets his foot to it. Sani Torre's first touch, though, just lets him down. That first touch, so important. As that one goes into touch. Nike is a proud sponsor of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. And again, the USL, Nike, one of the great partners with them as they are prepping for that PDL championship. This one could be useful. Barely cleared away by T2. Great defense there at the very last second.
The pace of Sani Torre and Trevin Caesar up front is going to be, really tough for the Timbers to really deal with. Both are so strong and so fast. And King has been very, very good since coming on as well.
You saw Brendan King trying to send in the cross. It was deflected. Gleason there to pick it up and start the counterattack with the throw to the far sideline. Nice move cut in, I believe. That is Belmar. No, that is not Belmar. My apologies. And then pushed down from behind. And this
first yellow card
will be the first yellow card for the Austin Aztecs as Tony Rocha will be presented with the yellow. Winchester having a couple of rough minutes here as he just got pushed to the ground after taking that shot from Cuero to the gut earlier, but he will continue on. Off of the free kick, and they change the pitch once again as they look to attack from the far side. T2 having some room to work with, and a little one-touch passing to the outside as they really change the momentum in this contest. And just like that, they give it away.
Well, it looks like a bit of a formation change. The introduction of Torre, it looks like Trevin Caesar and Torre are going to be up front with King and Tierpak on the wings and Rocha and Cuero in the midfield.
They were trying to find Chris Tierpak. They find Chris Tierpak. He's able to keep it in play. And we'll take a deflection off the T2 player. Throw-in will be awarded to the Aztecs. So close yet so far in this game, Roland. The Aztecs, they just need to work just one really good look on goal. They have had their chances, but they just need that one shot. Maybe just to take that deflection their way. It'll be a throw-in for T2 here. It's taken away by the Austin Aztecs. Trying to make something happen here. Torre, one-touch pass. Brendan King to the outside to Mikey Ambrose. Back to King. King's been good 1v1 here, and he does it again. The cross with the left foot. Can he find Tierpak? Oh. It's a beautiful save. Unlucky again for the Aztecs. Torre has it booted away as he tried to flick it ahead. Lance Rosenboom there to collect. What a chance by the Aztecs once again. Good cross feed into the outside, to the outside post. Tierpak just not able to convert.
Well, Romain Gall, who came off for Brendan King, was largely ineffective, but King coming in has been amazing so far. He's not afraid to run at defenders and really whip crosses in.
Tierpak able to win possession late there. And it will go into touch off of T2, and it'll be a throw-in for the Aztecs. So now a few minutes of control possession here from the Aztecs. And it looks like they're playing the type of soccer they want to play now.
They're really pushing to find a goal. They really need this win. 1 point, is better than 0, but they really want to get all 3 with this one.
They definitely were looking for 3 points after having a 6-point swing, taking out Arizona United in the last 2 contests. Victorious in both of them. There's still time, but time is ticking. Cuero gets sent into the air. Will that be enough for a foul? Referee blows his whistle. Tomlinson pointing. And it will be a free kick from just right outside the box. We have seen everything deployed by the Aztecs thus far this evening. They've tried it from distance. As we see here on the replay, this is that cross from the left foot.
Tierpak does well to get ahead on it. And it's almost cleared back into the net, but Manning does well just to get it out of that 6-yard box there.
Anthony Manning able to get his left foot and just save what could possibly been an equalizing goal off of the header. Great job by Tierpak to get himself in position, and a very good cross.
Brendan King is over the ball right now on this free kick, about 19 yards out. To me, he's been very ambitious going forward. He's going to want to take this shot, I think.
He's been pretty good with the accuracy.
Here he is.
King puts it right into the wall. Takes some guts to stand in there and take it. Well, that's exactly what T2 does. Put back into the air. Still looking for that equalizing goal or the Aztecs. Tierpak able to chest it down and regain control. And you have to be impressed with the Aztecs' style of play here. They conceded that goal, but now...
Good ball.
Ooh, very nice. Oh, that could have been a handball instead. Winchester will not get called on that. Rondell Winchester, though, in a little bit of trouble as he's trying to take on 2 defenders and finally has to clear it. And it remains Aztecs' ball. 70th minute. Only 20 away from this contest to end. And right now, the Timbers wouldn't mind because they have the 1-0 lead. Aztecs with the ball. This is Caesar. The touch just a little too far ahead. Patel trying to win possession. And instead, it's retained by the Aztecs. Nice little one-touch there by Rocha.
Good ball.
Looking for Torre. Torre able to get his foot to it. The shot on goal. Wasn't exactly the most dangerous shot that he could have taken, but it wasn't an easy save either. Had a lot of spin on it, but Jake Gleason, the New Zealand man, doing a nice job to stop that one.
I'll tell you what, that sort of sums up the Aztecs' night so far. Great play, great chance to get into the box there, and just not enough at the end.
And Torre really had to work hard to win possession. And again, just not the shot that you can tell that he wanted. Really didn't get a good solid contact on it. This is Cruz. Cruz has played well tonight, as has Lance Roseboom. The back 4 pretty solid. Ambrose looking again for Brendan King. Ambrose, does he have enough left in the tank to get to that ball? And unfortunately, he does not. Good positioning by the defender from T2.
Toma with great acceleration to get on the end of that pass and clear it out.
Little one-touch passing, and again headed away by T2 as he fight for possession right here on the near touchline. And again, just a little game of 2-on-2 there. Rosenboom heads it back in favor of the Aztecs' possession. Wouldn't like to see Cuero try to slow down there. And instead, Tierpak will take it. Did the whistle blow? Yes, and it will be a foul called on Andres Cuero. Unfortunate, as it looks like the Aztecs had numbers in their favor. Still a 1-0 lead for T2 if you're just tuning in with us here on YouTube, or you have possibly checked out USLsoccer.com. Have you visit the new USLsoccer.com, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub on the new USLsoccer.com. The Aztecs still trying to find some rhythm, still trying to get that one goal to equalize this game and give them a chance at the W. Again on the outside looking in. Gunderson feeds that cross into no one in particular, and the Timbers take control. Back to the outside to Carlton Belmar here on the near side. Look at Mikey Ambrose go. Tenacious on defense.
Well, Belmar is the Timbers' leading scorer, and he's been largely ineffective as well. Ambrose really has him in his back pocket as we see him commit a foul there.
And it looks like you just said it right on key. He has been ineffective, and if you're going to make your statement on the match, I don't think this is the way that he wanted it to happen.
Again, some frustration coming out.
We have seen yellow cards presented for both squads already. T2 rolling. What else can the Aztecs do to try to equalize this game here late?
Well, man, it seems like they're doing all the right things, except, like I said, just in that final third in the last 18-yard box, just the quality hasn't been there tonight. The finishing touch hasn't been there. And, Torrey, early on, he was taking all the shots, and they're really just relying on him. And, it's tough when you only have two players who are scoring most of your goals. Your other teammates really have to step up offensively.
This one played back to Cruz. And he'll play the safe ball to Roseboom. Well, Torrey coming on late tried to turn on pressure to help score a goal, but it's taken away here at midfield. And the one touch, a little too much there on the pass, and it'll be intercepted by the Austin Aztecs. You can see the defense playing a high line for T2. Not wanting to allow any long runs for the Aztecs. That's where they have been most dangerous in this contest. And just a little three-man weave action in the middle by the Austin Aztecs as they look to move the ball forward past the midline. This is Torrey with space, and he has pace to use it. Look at that pace. Feeds it to Torrey, who's inside the box, and they're going to call offside. And again, that has been another issue for the Aztecs here tonight. Just going a step or two too early with those through balls. And that's actually the first offside for Torrey here this evening. But again, unfortunate, as he really had something going there.
He was right on the line. There's really no excuse to be offside there. He had a sight of that Timbers back line. He should have been able to hold his run up and really try to get a shot off on goal.
Off of the goal kick. Chested down by Fatau. But it's taken away by the Austin Aztecs. I believe that was Andres Cuero, and it was. Him and Fatau have really been battling each other all night in the midfield. Neither one of them giving an inch to each other.
In the run of play, the Timbers' two most dangerous players out there have been, as we said before, just largely ineffective. So that speaks well for the Austin Aztecs as we see this attack go on here with Chris Tierpak.
Tierpak got a foot to it, and that probably had to do with the field turf, a little slick on the top, and it rolls right out the back. And again, another unfortunate play for the Austin Aztecs. As you can tell, that front line really working to try to get the equalizer as we head in ever so close to the 80th minute play. Still 1-0 lead for the Timbers. 2 who would be more than happy with a victory here on the road. Their first victory on field turf. That would be the case if they do end up with the win here tonight.
As I was saying before, the Aztecs have really shut them down in the run of play. They really haven't had too many meaningful offensive possessions, but so they'll really feel lucky if they're able to get this win as they get a shot off.
Shot from distance, not as dangerous as it could have been, but it was nice to keep Perales awake. But again, you take away the one ricochet that goes into the back of the net, and the defense for the Austin Aztecs has played very well here tonight. You can't fault them for that. It looks like we might have a cramp as one player is down for the T2 up top.
Looks like it's Winchester again.
Winchester has had some issues here in the second half. Through ball to Tierpak, his first touch. In the cross towards the box. Torre gets ahead to it and sends it near that Stubbs trailer over there. But it does look like Winchester is still down. And he is moving on the turf.
He's not really grabbing anything in particular.
Again, I'm not sure if that's cramps. The humidity here might be playing a factor for Portland. But he is up.
See his knee.
And it looks like he might have taken a big knock on the knee. Folks, make sure that you follow the USL on their social media. You can become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. And you can follow the USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. Remember, that's at USL on Twitter. And of course, Nike is a proud sponsor of the USL. You can follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. So Winchester looks like he's finally done for the evening. And we will have another substitution being made as Tim Payne will be coming on the pitch for Timbers 2. The New Zealand international with 14 caps to his name will be coming on the pitch. Tomlinson finally welcoming him to the game as he will sub in for Rundell Winchester. Trinidad and Tobago international done for the evening. And we are in the 80th minute of play as we get back to the action. 10 minutes and a little bit of change for the Austin Aztecs to look for that equalizer. This is a nice way to start with Gunderson on the outside, pressing from his right back position. Cuero on the ball. Gets by his defender. Still in space. The through ball to Brendan King. Can this be it? King having to fight off the defender. It will go into touch. Looking for a flag. Whose ball is it? And it's going to be a throw-in awarded to T2.
I think Austin has to really get the ball to this Kitty King out here on the left-hand side. He's been their most attacking player since he's come on, really running at defenders and not afraid to really push forward and not resting his laurels there.
Searching for Tierpak, who gets his head to it, and it will go over the net. And it will be another goal kick for T2. Jake Leeson, you have to admit, he's played well, but hasn't had a lot to look at here in the second half.
I was going to say, they're getting into decent positions, but just that final touch, that final pass, that final attempt on goal, it just isn't good enough today.
But I do like what you said about Brendan King. Ever since he's come on, he has been a real spark plug. You can see that he's added to the offensive intensity for the Aztecs. But again, like you just mentioned, that final finish has just been lacking. 81st minute of action. The Aztecs find themselves down 1-0 here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex in the capital city of Austin, Texas. T2 actually below the Aztecs. When it comes to the Western Conference standings, this would be a big win to help their little skid that they're on. You have to give T2 credit, though. Even though when it comes to the overall record, it is not that high. They did beat Premier League side Newcastle United at Merlot Field in a high-scoring affair. So this team does have some talent, and again, you have seen some international players playing for this T2 squad, and again, you do have a lot of guys on loan from the MLS parent club, Portland Timbers. So a good squad that probably hasn't played up to their potential this season when it comes to their record, but they are definitely bringing it together here tonight. As this one's dispossessed. Brendan King for Sadie Torre. Torre using his body to shield the ball and keep possession for the Aztecs. Time barely ticking away. Cuero, nice move with the fake. Still on the ball. To King. We've seen them be dangerous on the outside. King trying to beat his defender, but that's good defense by T2. Oh, what a move. Ambrose trying to feed it in with the left foot. Nobody there to connect with.
That was wonderful from Ambrose. Great move to get in behind the defense, and actually a really good cross. Just nobody home in the middle of that box there.
With the hesitation step. Nicely done by Mikey Ambrose. Like I've mentioned before, Ambrose probably doesn't get enough love, but he does so many things well for the Aztecs. Definitely needs to be mentioned. This is Cruz. Back to Lance Roseboom. Captain Lance has been pretty good on the ball, very cool and calm, and as always collective. Looking for Torre. Excuse me, that was Kevin Caesar. Oh, nice find to the outside, but good defense cuts out the pass. And again, nice first touch on the ball to keep possession for the Aztecs. You can tell they took a shot right to the thigh de Cuero as he's trying to hold on to that Charlie horse. And Tierpak not able to win possession. This could be dangerous. He was onside. Will he find the touchline? No, he is able to keep it in. T2 coming on the attack. Here's the counter. The low cross, the shot on goal. And Perales. Looks like he was able to get his hand on it. Or it looks like it just went over the net. It will be a goal kick, so just skying over the bar. But another opportunity, as you see it, for the Portland Timbers too.
Well, you see the Timbers' game plan for the rest of this match, and maybe largely for most of the matches, just to get 9 men behind the ball and try to counterattack, and they did it to a pretty decent effect on that play just then.
Roseboom looking to the outside for Gunderson. He'll be headed into touch. It will be a throw-in for the Aztecs here in the 84th minute. Time just barely left here for the Aztecs to try to equalize in this contest. But they can't come away with the 3 points. They definitely would like to take the 1. And again, the Aztecs, they have been very fortunate since they have moved over here from House Park, as this one is put into touch, and it will be a throw-in. Unfortunately, Aztec fans and Eberle's Army really hoping for a corner in this situation. Instead, it will be a throw-in.
Amber's doing really well to whip in those crosses, and those are pretty decent crosses that just haven't been able to get on the end of them.
Coach Paul Douglas off of the bench and hands over the ball to his player Cruz as to restart the action here. 85th minute. Still 1-0 lead for T2. Cruz. We haven't seen him do this too much, but he tries to find it inside. And the ever-awake Jake Gleason making a very nice move. It should have been routine defensively from T2. Instead, a little bit of danger. But again, no luck for the Austin Aztecs.
Timbers very fortunate on that one. Huge mistake in the back line, but very lucky to have a guy like Gleason between the sticks to be aware of that kind of play and be aware of those mistakes and really bail out his team on that one.
And Gleason on loan from the Timbers, making his 16th start here tonight for Portland Timbers 2. As we have a ping-pong effect in the middle of the field as both teams looking for possession, where it finally falls to the feet of Cruz and the Austin Aztecs. 85th minute of action. Moving on to the 86th. We're in the dying embers of this match. As you can see, the red moon rising just above the bleachers here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. The Aztecs looking to get that equalizer, and they are working hard to do so. Tevin Caesar.
Nice ball out wide.
Beautiful ball on the outside. You called it, Roland. The feed into the box. Oh, and it's just deflected away from every possible Aztec player. Lucky bounces, but also good defense by Portland.
Again, just another microcosm of the night as we see this red moon here. A bit eerie on this day.
It's a beautiful sight, though, that blue moon yesterday night. The shot from distance, it takes a couple of difficult bounces, but then it's handled by Jake Gleason. I like the idea, but it really wasn't a test for Gleason with the shot so far from outside, but this one sent away. The Aztecs still searching, desperately searching for an equalizer here in the final minutes of play. Good passing continues for T2. They haven't really had to attack late in this second half, but when they have, they've been pretty persistent. Nice dummy through. Looking for Belmar, and the pass just a little too far ahead. 87th minute. Right on that county line between Travis and Williamson County here in Austin, Texas. The Austin Aztecs down 1-0 to T2, who have made their way from Portland. At one time, Portland playing 4 games in 8 days. I know they got a couple of days off throughout this week from their coach, Coach Fochiev. Excuse me. As this one, does this say, look at Caesar go with that pace.
Oh, unfortunate there.
Caesar has played every minute of this contest, and to still have that much pace left in reserve is amazing and a testament to his athleticism and conditioning, but still not enough off of the pass.
Well, that's really only maybe the 3rd or 4th run that he's made like that. You know, you got to want more from a player with his sort of pace to be able to run at defenders and really cause problems for this defense. He hasn't done it enough today.
Portland doing a good job shutting down open space for the Aztecs. Here as we move on very close to the 89th minute. We're about halfway through the 88th. Goal kick. Backheel back in. Cheeky. But Ambrose is there to clean up the mess. Back to Roseboom. The Aztecs just need to get the equalizer now. Will this be the phase that does it? Headed away. Out of danger by T2. Nice little layoff pass by Forchiev, and that will be a foul. And we'll go against the Austin Aztecs.
Portland Timbers just really doing everything they can to take the momentum out of the Aztecs game here.
And now I believe you'll see T2 taking their time, as you'll see here on the replay. Ball falling to the feet of Fochiev.
Oh, not a whole lot in that one.
Not a whole lot of contact, but enough to draw the foul.
Bit of a swan dive for me.
Belmar a little too far ahead, and that would be a foul or either offside. And he puts this one to the outside. As you can see, that was a nice veteran move just to waste a little bit more precious seconds for the Aztecs. As that they need to set this ball and get going, and they do off the quick free kick. Perales to the outside to Lance Roseboom. We are so close to the 90th minute, we'll find out how much time the Aztecs have left to try to equalize this game. Fourth official has not raised the clock just yet. It looks like we might be getting this information here soon. 90th minute is reached. 3 minutes left in this contest for the Aztecs to find that one goal that they need to tie up this ballgame. This might be it. Brendan King. Nice move to get past Carlton Belmar. Does he have any more razzle-dazzle left in his feet? King with a lot of space to work with. 3 defenders back on Torre. Trying to use this clock here. Again, 3 minutes of extra time. Mikey Ambrose. Nice move to keep possession. You can see the Aztecs really slowing things down, really trying to take advantage of this opportunity. Cuero. Nice defense. Great job by the Aztecs to maintain possession, though.
They maintain possession, but there's really not enough movement from this team. They're not doing anything to get open for when their teammates are on the ball.
They're going to try to switch the attack. At least I thought so. As Gunderson, there he is. He was standing with a lot of space to work with. The through ball to Caesar. Tevin Caesar on the ball. Gunderson back out. Will he try to cross it into the box? He will. And just a little offline. The deflection. Ooh! That was a dangerous kick. And he was right on the inside of the box. Are they going to call a foul on the inside or on the outside?
Doesn't look like it's going to be a foul. I think it'd just be a throw-in.
That was a very dangerous clearance. Let's see on the replay here, as that was Tony Rocha coming back up. Here it is. This is Carlton Belmar.
He does get the ball, but the ball goes straight off into the head of Rocha there.
Luckily for the Aztecs, they will maintain possession here on the throw-in, but we are in the dying embers of this match. In extra time, just a couple of more minutes possibly left to go. And we are having a substitution being made for Portland Timbers too.
Blake Bodley.
As you hear, and this is Fatau who's coming off, taking his time as you hear the boos from the Austin crowd. Everly's Army here in full effect tonight. They have been loud and proud. But sometimes you can't will a team to score. They got to do it on their own. Still an opportunity here for the Aztecs to tie this one up, as it's sent away very quickly by by Tim Payne, the New Zealand international. Payne there again. So close to that 93rd minute. Maybe the Aztecs will get a few seconds after that. Maybe referee Tomlinson will allow him to finish this phase with maybe a shot on goal, but the Aztecs need to make it count. Roseboom feeds it in the center, headed into the air, and cleared away. Back to the feet of the Aztecs. Not a lot of time. Brendan King, marvelous on the ball, but a little too fancy as it goes into touch. And Brendan King not happy with Carlton Belmar. And just before this game, looks like it was getting ready to end. Looks like the action really starting to pick up. Tevin Caesar has been upset all match long. Rocha trying to keep Belmar away. And as Brendan King and Belmar continue to jaw at each other, Tomlinson trying to keep the chaos at a minimum. Tim Payne coming on, still arguing with the ref as we have this throw-in. And we have cards coming out of the pocket. It's a red card, and the red card is presented.
Looks like it's for Ambrose.
And it looks like it's going to be presented to Mikey Ambrose. We have total chaos as Carlton Belmar is still continuing to jaw at the Austin Aztec players.
Not sure what warranted a red card there. I really am not sure.
I'm pretty sure it's something that was possibly said that we probably couldn't repeat on air, Roland. Oh, and you saw a very displeased Mikey Ambrose as he's getting sent off of this pitch. Or is that Mikey Ambrose? He was not happy, and yes, that is Mikey Ambrose, who is not happy with the call being sent off here late in the game. That means he'll also miss the next USL match. You'll see it here on the replay. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here, folks. Brendan King saying, hey, what's up? Mikey Ambrose.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
A little bit of an extra touch to the back of the net. Carlton Belmar not appreciating that.
Absolutely a red card. Totally lost the plot on that one. No excuse for that. Deserved red card for there.
So Tomlinson stepping in, giving the red card. That displeased the fans here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex.
And Ambrose has been so good throughout this entire match. It's really unfortunate to see him sort of lose his head for a second there.
And that will hurt the Aztecs in the next game as well.
Again, we were saying he's one of their more consistent players, and just a real letdown for them.
It's really tough to say how much time is left on the clock now after that chaos just kind of breaking out on the field for just a little bit. The Aztecs are going to try to win this ball back. Portland not making it easy. Look like they might try to put one more on the board. The shot on goal will go wide, and it will go out the back. Still enough time for Perales to feed this one into the center. And he'll send it off. Still keeping an eye on Tomlinson. See if he's going to raise his hand to blow that whistle. Here on the near side, the Cruz. Back to Perales. There's a wide open, and that's the man that we were looking for. Gunderson. The Aztecs not able to get out of their defensive third just yet. You have to expect the long ball to come, and here it is. Headed into the air. Still anybody's ball. Caesar able to keep control. This could be it. Caesar trying to find some space. Nice fancy move. Caesar still with it and finally goes out the back. And it will be a goal kick. And it looks like we have a player down for T2. Holding on to that hamstring. Austin Aztec fans not happy because that's holding up the clock.
Well, the referee did call the final whistle. And this match is over. It is a final.
So a very weird ending to this contest, folks. We've seen a lot of different action take place, but it's a 1-0 victory for Timbers 2. A very impressive win for them as they were able to come into this match. And you can still see the extracurriculars taking place here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex as Captain Lance is talking to the referees, possibly about what transpired here at the end of this match.
Well, it really puts a damper on the game. You never want to see these players sort of overreact like this, but on the day, Austin Aztecs, you have to say, had the better of the play. Build-up play was really good. The wing play from Gunderson and Ambrose throughout the entire match was very good. But, in soccer, a lot of times you can play really well, but if you don't have the luck on your side, that day just isn't yours, and this was one of those days for the Austin Aztecs.
Well, you see the T2 fans that did make their way here to Austin, Texas, raising their flags in victory. Eberle's Army, though, they stayed till the very final end, but it just wasn't enough, as the Austin Aztecs unfortunately dropped their first game at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. And again, you see T2, who are having a great time. So, Roland, I want to thank you again for joining me here on the broadcast. Roland Gonansway, our color commentator here for the evening. I'm the Smash, Justin Simmons. I'm glad that you can join us here on YouTube for this USL game between the Austin Aztecs and Portland Timbers.